Okay, today we're going to be testing the Full HD Oiiwak, interesting name, endoscope. It has a 50-foot cable, which is semi-flexible, and it includes a 32GB TF card, which is like a micro SD card, which is quite rare. Usually you have to buy those separately. So this endoscope, this has a screen built in. So before I used a little camera, plugged it into my laptop. So I no longer need the laptop. This should do everything I need. So here's the endoscope right here. It has a built-in battery. I think a lithium-ion battery, so we're going to charge it somehow. A mysterious small vial of pieces there. Let's move that to the side. And underneath, so there's the 50-foot cable. I assume that's how we charge the device. And the camera on the end there. Now this camera is a dual camera, so this is the dual camera model. I think there's a tri-camera model version too. So there's a camera here on the side. I don't know if you can see that, it's quite hard to focus. But also there's a camera on the end which has a light ring as well. There's a small light there as well, so there's two cameras. And I believe in here you can flip between both at once, or one or the other. So it's quite useful. In my other video with the endoscope, we went inside a cylinder head, so I'm not going to do that again. We've done that, I'll link it below. But the advantages of this is that we can see kind of up towards the top of the cylinder and also down at the piston at the bottom, so that would be a good test for this. But we've done that, so what we're going to do, we've got a blockage in my swimming pool pipe. We're going to use this if we can identify the problem. It's been a problem for about 2 years, so I actually think this might be quite a useful test and see, very unbiased, if this is good for us. So here's the manual here. So let's have a look in here. Brief product overview. So the video recording technology is pretty old school. You know, AVI is we used to use those like 20 years ago, didn't we? Then we all went MKVs and MP4s and stuff. So a little bit old technology there. Look, 4:3 aspect ratio. I'm surprised we're not on MP4's 16:9 ratio, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe it'll be okay. This scares me. It says it's full HD, but the resolution is actually 720p, and that's half of what it's advertised as. So that's a bit odd. On the back here, it does actually say it's 1080p, so maybe it's an old manual. Why they'd ship an old manual, I have no idea. Yeah, odd. So that makes me wonder if this is correct. So this manual might be a bit useless, to be honest, because yeah, it's totally wrong. Okay, so we'll take it with a pinch of salt. So here are all the features here. We have our built-in screen, look, a little IPS screen, I think it is. So we have to charge it up, press the on button. Okay, so we're going to get into all of that. This mysterious vial, it doesn't talk about it anywhere in the manual. Maybe it's a new edition. In the new manual we should have received, but I believe they're add-ons for the camera. So we have a magnetic end as well there. I think you can screw this on the end. There's threads in there. And also a hook. It's a little hook. So I think we can interchange these ends here. Replace this camera with a hook or a magnet. Again, the manual doesn't discuss this at all, so it is a bit of a mystery. But I believe that's what they are. So let's turn it on. Well, we're going to charge it up first with our USB cable. Plug that in. And then we're going to test it, see if it's any good. Only time will tell. Okay, so before we get out to the pool and see if we can solve our mysterious pipe issue, we're going to look at the features, see how it works, so we don't have to explain it all outside in the hot sun. Now on the side here, we have a few options. We have the brightness of the lights on the cameras, that's both of them, they work with that. We can switch it on. This is where we can take out or put in a micro SD card. There's a little loop here for a lanyard, which it didn't come with one. That's how we charge it up, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to turn it on. There we go. A little loading screen. And the default view is the dual camera view. So we have the top one here, which is the side camera pointing at this copy of Sega Bass Fishing, and the main one here pointing at this broken Canon mini DV camera, and there it is. So that's the sort of quality you can expect from those two cameras here. On the bottom here we have 4 buttons. We can hold this one in and that will change the camera. So you can see now we have one camera. Now we have the other one, and hold it again, we have both. That's what that does. These icons, oh, they look bad, don't they? It looks like someone got in Microsoft Paint and just, you know, mucked them up in 10 seconds. This one here, let's take a picture. So we can take a picture. I believe that took a picture. Oh, there, a little red icon there, look. Take photo. So that's a photo. Take video, we can hover over that one, take a video. And that'll take a video. We can see a little counter going up there. That's recording a video. We can stop that with that button. And the next one is gallery view. How you'd know from that icon, I have no idea, but that's what it is. And then we can scroll across our media. Various things there. I've been testing it. And yeah, that's it really. So we can view our media, and there's also settings. And in settings, we can change the resolution. Now this is a bit weird. I set this to full HD, I switched it off, turned it on, and it's reset itself. So that's a bit annoying, because now I feel like I'm going to have to change this to full HD every time. So that's full HD. We have language. Brightness is screen brightness, not camera brightness. We can rotate the screen, format the card, see how much space we have left, and just a firmware version. So not much going on in settings. But now I have this on full HD. This is the LED brightness. I'll show you now. You can turn that up. You can see it goes up and it goes down. It does the other side camera exactly the same as that. So yes, settings. I've adjusted that to full HD. We're going to turn it off. And we're going to turn it on. I'm curious if it was just a one-off, or whether you really have to change the resolution every time you switch this on. That would be okay. It saved it this time. I don't know. It's a mystery. Okay, so now we're going to take it outside. We're going to test it out and see how good it is. Okay, so I'm in the pool. Here is the sort of jet here, which is blocked. And I suspect it's a tree branch somewhere way along there. Now the pipe goes all the way off, yeah, for about 30 yards, about 30 yards. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can do with this. So one thing I noticed is that there's no tidy way of storing this. There's no spool or anything, so it's kind of just a huge mess, with the camera one just sticking out halfway, so that's a bit annoying, but you know. So we're going to put the camera in. So I'm going to start making a video. So it's recording. See in there, look. So it looks like there's a 90-degree dead end. It's kind of too flexible to turn corners, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. Okay, so we're back inside. We couldn't get this around a 90-degree angle. It just didn't work. It's actually too flexible. That doesn't mean it's useless. That just means I can't use it for this specific task. You can see about how to tidy that up. It's quite frustrating, but maybe there's a system. So now we're going to look at the memory card to see the quality of the videos and the photos on here. Okay, so I've plugged the micro SD card into the computer. We're going to look at some of the files that this endoscope creates. You can see here we have a photo folder and a video folder. So let's start with the photos. So the photos here, if we hover over here, you can see on the right hand side we have the dimensions here, which is, yes, full HD 1080p. However, look at the size here, 55 kilobytes. That's actually quite low for a HD image. If you have something like a Samsung Galaxy S9 or similar Apple phone from that era, you're looking at pictures that are around anywhere between 6 and 10 megabytes each. This is 20 times smaller than the maximum of those. So if we open one, the pictures are actually really super grainy. I'm assuming HD is the selling point, but clearly the dots per inch aren't here. If we shrink this, okay, now it looks pretty good, but clearly they're just stretching out the pixels here. Let's have a look in the details. So we see here, okay, so a bit depth 24, 72 dots per inch. So you can see there's not actually much quality, even though the dimensions are there. So yes, it's a HD 1080p, but that means absolutely nothing if the dots per inch aren't there. They're just kind of stretching out the pixels there. So with the images, not that impressed for the price, to be honest, but the flip side, you can sort of see what's going on. Videos, I'm sure this will be quite similar actually. So here we go, here's our AVI file here. The data rate 10 kilobits per second here. Again on a Samsung Galaxy S9, I believe these are around 26,000 kilobits per second. So the quality is 2.5 times lower. The frame rate is 25 frames per second. That's actually a PAL frame rate, a European PAL frame rate, I believe. Regardless, yeah, a little bit low there. But then again, when you watch a DVD, it's a similar frame per second. So full HD anyway. Let's have a look in here. So the audio, the bitrate is really good, look, 256 kilobits per second. However, it's mono, so we don't even have stereo sound on here. And the sampling rate is 16 kilohertz, so again, that's kind of low too. The video itself, the frame rate, it's okay. And the quality, it's not bad, and it is full HD. The audio is pretty bad. But maybe that doesn't matter if we're just looking inside a sewer pipe. So let's have a look. So it's actually not too bad. It's quite clear. A lot better than the photos. We can sort of see what's going on. And for the size of the camera, it's not too bad, is it really? You know, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, especially for the price. But one thing, there's no audio. There's no audio on here at all. I got my volume all the way up. That's quite interesting. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't support audio. I'll have to again look at the manual. Regardless, it does have an audio track in here, a mono audio track. So yeah, bit weird actually. I'm not sure what's going on there. So they're the files it creates on the micro SD card anyway. So the videos, they look okay. I'm pretty sure you can tell if you have a tree root in your pipe using this tool. On the flip side, if you're going for quality, I don't know why you'd want a great picture or video of a tree root in a sewer pipe or whatever you're doing. Quality is something to be desired, especially on the photos. So to compare, here's a video I made using an $18 endoscope. I'll show you that now. I'm using my laptop here because it doesn't have a built-in screen like this one here. But you can see the resolution is, yeah, it's slightly lower, the frame rate is a bit jerky, but again you can still see some sort of image. So this is what you get for, you know, around 1/3 of the price. So you can make a judgment to see if it's worth it for you. So the Oiiwak endoscope, is it worth it? Well, I was always under the impression these were called borescopes. I always thought endoscopes were something you use in a hospital. Regardless of that, The quality, it's advertised as a HD device, 1080p, with a 50-foot long cable. Now I find the cable to be a bit too flexible. If you're feeding it into a pipe, you're about 10-20 feet in, it starts flexing. I just don't see this, you getting 50 foot of this cable in and it actually working. I feel like if there's a tiny snag in the pipe, it's just going to get hung up. That's my opinion anyway. Number two, the quality. Number one actually, audio. There's no audio on this. There's not even a microphone. I do not know why there's an audio track on the video file at all. It just seems like a waste of space. It's a mystery. The next thing is the resolution. Yes, it's HD picture and video, but the dots per inch are just not there. You might as well just have it 9 times smaller. Because you have a small image that's 9 times smaller than HD and you're just stretching it. It makes no sense to me. So that's another thing as well. That's quite a big gotcha, because a lot of people see HD and think it's new and great and all, and 4K being bigger than that, but you're pretty much just taking a small image and stretching it all the way out. Same with the video too. There's just no need. I don't understand it at all. Apart from that, is it worth it? Well, there is an $18 camera that uses a laptop. To be honest, if you have a laptop, I'd probably go with that. This is just that with a screen attached, and yeah, it's a little bit, you have a bit more clarity and a dual camera. But to be honest, this camera looks exactly like the one on my $18 one. It's just got a few bells and whistles. It's up to you. You've seen it working, you've seen the features, you've seen the video, you've seen the weird lack of audio. That's just what it is. It's a very unbiased review. It's on Amazon for $70. So, if there's a sale on, maybe perhaps pick it up. But that decision is yours anyway. So yeah, that's the Oiiwak endoscope, or should I say borescope, and dual camera, 50-foot cable. That's how it works. So I hope this video helped you when making a decision as to whether purchasing this. Okay, so real quick before I close this one out, I was just packaging this up and I noticed something at the top here. This is just a USB camera. You can plug in any USB device into this. Remember when I said it's just got bells and whistles on the $18 camera? Well, here's the $18 camera. Watch this. So we're going to plug the $18 camera into here. Okay, we're going to turn it on. And you can see, there's the $18 camera. There's the other one. You can see, look, it works just fine. So this will take in pretty much any USB camera. Now that might be a good thing for you. Maybe you have your own more firm kind of USB camera here you want to plug into this. And as USB is pretty standard these days, you could have a bit of confidence it might work with your camera. So a good thing, a bad thing, I'm not sure, but it is certainly an interesting find.